Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about intuitive machines as the LUNR, as everyone knows. I think a lot of people know what's going on with this stock. The attempt to the moon wasn't successful. You can't say it was unsuccessful because they still have some data that they can share with NASA. So it wasn't a complete failure. They still on the moon. It wasn't a mistake. There were a lot of mistakes, but when people think about lunar as of now, people think that it crashed. People think that it didn't even land to the moon. Yeah, the landing wasn't smooth. That's for sure. They didn't land. They couldn't land to the point of the moon that they wanted to, and they can't even get the horse out of there. So it wasn't a successful attempt, but they still get some data. But I don't want to talk about the scientific aspects of the mission. I want to talk about the stock. This is gonna be my first video, and because of this, I want to make it special. I lost a lot of money on LUNR, a lot of money like everyone else. First of all, I got LUNR when I was 18, and I got average down. Even when it was around 14. I don't want to give any financial advice, but today I want to talk about the future of LUNR, like what to expect at this point. At first, I want to talk about the short term of the future of this stock, and a bit later, I want to talk about what to expect of I am 3 and I am 4, because they still have 2 more contracts with NASA. What I'm gonna say in this video right now, as you can see, it's in pre-market. It's on Monday. I'm taking this video. I'm not gonna edit, I'm not gonna do all that. I just want, I lost a lot of money on this stock, so I just want to talk about and just, I think, went a bit, see where it goes. First of all, I want to talk about the landing. I watched the live, on YouTube. In their room, people were really demoralized. They just, you could have seen in their face, but all those people, all those investors that were talking about in the subreddit of LUNR, they were just they just didn't want to believe it. But some of the guys in Reddit just said that they showed that it was tilted over. Well, they were true. It was actually tilted over, but unfortunately, LUNR, the intuitive machines just stopped the broadcast and left the investors empty-handed with a lot of questions. After the market, they start another broadcast explaining why it wasn't a failure, which in fact it wasn't successful, but they were trying to sound like it was successful. And as you guys can see, it went down. Like, it was around for a month nearly. It went from 20 to 13, 12 even sometimes. But everyone thought about the reason of this was about the macro events. I don't want to talk about politics and stuff, but briefly, they were just like, SP was just going down, the whole market was going down, so we didn't think that it was due because of what LUNR is, what about the mission. But to be honest with you, it was always really risky, because the intuitive machines are trying to gather information from the moon with low budget, and because of this, it was always there were always going to be problems. But the real problem with LUNR is that we have the same as investors. We see that this company is having the same problem as they did a year ago. This is like a huge risk for investors. Like, they didn't learn about their mistakes at all. This is really sad to see. And at some point, while it was going down, they stopped trading it. Like, you couldn't do anything, and it made a lot of investors shocked. And then after market, it was around 11.3. At some point here, I think it stopped trading, and everyone just, it was going around before the broadcast again, after the market, and after the market it just plumped down really bad. And it's still going around here a bit, it went up a bit, and it's still going around 8, and it's on Monday before the market, it's around $8 a share. So I want to talk about today what to expect about LUNR for the future. As you guys all know about the investors. Oh, also another thing I would like to talk about, like, I'm not going to invest any more money onto LUNR because I lost a lot of money, unfortunately. I'm a regard, I'm not a smart investor, and I don't want to talk about smart investing. I don't want to talk about index funds or anything like this. I sometimes win a lot of money. I'm betting, it's not investing for me, to be honest with you. I'm betting on it. Sometimes I win a lot of money from this, and sometimes I lose a lot of money, like LUNR right now. But I'm not giving up on LUNR because soon there's gonna be earnings, and I think LUNR is gonna smash the earnings because they got four contracts with LUNR. They got 4 contracts with NASA, and well, there's still 2 chances of LUNR getting their acts together and having successful missions. But it's risky, because they made the same mistakes for 2 times. What I would like to talk about, I think the earnings are just gonna bring LUNR into 12, 11 levels. But after that, and about the third mission, they're planning on launching it on summer probably. So that's gonna boost up a bit more. I think it's gonna be the same sell the event type of increasing. So what to expect now is just, I think if you're waiting on the sidelines, it's a great buy right now. It's around 8, as you guys all can see. Well, I mean, all of the analyst price targets is around average of 17. That's like, that's a really good buy right here, nearly 100% increase. But it's not always like this. Analysts, like all people, get the wrong predictions. So the only problem is that as an investor, that I feel so uncomfortable about investing into LUNR is that they weren't they were a bit shady, if I'm being honest. Of course, they don't really care about investors. Maybe we were in like the 6th or 7th of their concern levels at that point, so they just stopped the broadcast to actually focus on what's going on. But the way that they just stopped broadcasting, and we were all left speechless. We were all left without any answers. That was really worrying as in new investors too. So waiting in the sidelines a bit, and I think LUNR is not gonna wait on the sideline on the sideways for a long time. Before the earnings and after the earnings, I think it's gonna go up a lot. Of course, it depends on the macro situations about what's happening with politics side and everything, but LUNR is definitely gonna have a good earning. They have contracts. Soon they will have a good earnings, and then afterwards we'll just have to wait for the IM3 to actually have a knowledge about it. But if I'm being honest, as an investor, as a swing trader, I'm planning on selling LUNR before the launch, because they did the same mistakes as they did before with this first IM1. They didn't learn from their mistakes. And to be honest with you, if it still goes on like this, I don't think they're gonna get new contracts with NASA after the 4th launch. I'm really close, I'm always lurking around the LUNR subreddit in Reddit, and I think people just don't really think with logic when it comes to LUNR, because like, we can be unbiased. We're always going to be biased because we invest a lot of money into this, and we just wanted to we just want to make money as always. So of course, with that, it's not gonna be unbiased, but they just don't think with logic. Even after everyone was just pointing out, like they actually showed us with the rocket. They were showing us that it was tilted over, it was on the sideways, but people were just not actually believing it, still thinking that, oh, it's a success. And even after it was confirmed that it was tilted over, people just didn't care. It was, people were still saying that it was successful, which in fact it was not. So I wouldn't really pay attention to all of these people in Reddit thinking that, oh, it was a success. No, it was not a success. Yeah, they got some data from the moon, but they couldn't even get the hovers out of the rocket. So I don't think it was a success at all. Of course, I don't know a lot about what's happening with everything. So in my price target, in my price estimations, I think after the earnings it's gonna go around to 11 or 12, because it's gonna be good earnings, and then it's gonna go around sideways for a while, and before the launch it's gonna be a sell event type of thing, but not just a week. But I think it's gonna happen like this one, a month. Like it's gonna go up, maybe see even like the levels of 16 or 17, or even maybe more. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, okay, two unsuccessful launches, who's gonna hype this third launch? Like, who's gonna hype that? I really don't know, because after two unsuccessful launch, I don't think there's gonna be hype for the third one. Maybe if the third one is gonna be successful, there's gonna be a lot of hype for the fourth one. But for now, yeah, this company lost a lot of faith. Of course, they can turn it around. It's still early. They still have two more contracts with NASA for launches, and they got the money from the second launch as well. It's definitely low, so it's gonna show up on the earnings, and it's gonna be great earnings for sure. That's all. About my advice, I don't want to give any financial advice to any people, because I'm just a regard, but I would like, if I was in the sidelines, if I didn't invest into LUNR before, I would invest into LUNR only just to pocket money for now, because it's really risky, like high risk, high reward kind of thing. But the high risk is way higher than the reward part. Yeah, as you guys can remember, it's gonna be like that. I think with LUNR, the first one with Odysseus, and it's gonna go in the sideways for a while after the earnings. So let's see what happens. But it's a great buy. If you think about it, it's in the 8 levels. But with the first one, that it got down to $2, $3. Yeah, not $2, but $3 and $4. It's a great buy, nevertheless, if you're just willing to wait a bit. And but yeah, this month is really important for the investors, especially after the earnings. Let's just see what happens. I might make a video about this again, because like I said, it's good about venting it, not just like making a video, but it actually feels good to vent about this stock. Yeah, that's all for today. To any of you guys who are watching this, I hope you have a good day. I'm out.